What if I told you that your most natural reaction in a conflict is exactly what guarantees your defeat? Pay very close attention, because you are about to unlearn everything you think you know about power. There is a moment, a silent decision, a fraction of a second, that you make when someone confronts you, accuses you, or challenges your value. And in that moment, the average person does what they were conditioned to do. They defend themselves. I didn't mean that. You misunderstood me. That's not who I am. It sounds reasonable, even noble, but to Machiavelli, this is the exact moment you lose everything. Because the second you defend yourself, you admit you are weak enough to need to. And in games of power, perception is reality. If they see you hesitate, they don't see a victim. They smell prey. This is the ruthless law Machiavelli understood. The man who defends himself lowers himself. The man who does not forces the world to defend him. If you understand this initial trap, pay attention now to why this happens. Defending yourself rarely convinces. What it does is transfer power away from you. Because when you justify your actions, you are playing on their field. You are accepting their frame. You are saying, you have the authority to question me. And once they have that, they own the narrative. Even if you are right, you appear guilty, because only the weak rush to explain. The strong let silence burn. They let the accusation float, untouched, because they understand the real move: to turn the accusation into a mirror, make them doubt themselves, make them look emotional, unstable, obsessive. The one who speaks first often loses control of the frame. And Machiavelli knew, whoever controls the frame controls the outcome. Most people defend themselves because they want to be understood. They believe that if they explain enough, they will be validated. But that belief comes from emotional weakness, not strategy. You don't want clarity, you want control. Clarity is for therapy. Control is for power. And power does not come from being understood. It comes from being feared, respected, and untouchable. So when someone calls you arrogant, cold, selfish, and you immediately say, "No, you don't understand," you've already lost. Now you are reacting. Now you are proving that you care. Now you've placed the game in their hands. And when you do that, you give up the most Machiavellian thing you had: mystery. Think about the most powerful people you've ever encountered. Not the loudest ones. The ones who wield silence as a weapon. The ones who made you doubt yourself with just a look. The ones who never flinched when attacked. Machiavelli would tell you this: he who explains himself submits. He who remains silent forces others to fill the gaps. And they almost always overestimate you. That is the game. When you don't react, they become uncomfortable. They begin to doubt their own words. Suddenly, their power shrinks while yours expands, because you did the one thing no emotional person can give you. You made them talk to themselves. That is how you flip power. You let their accusation die in the echo of their own weakness. Now let's apply this in a real situation. You walk into a room. Someone throws a subtle attack. Everyone turns to see how you will respond. This is your move? Say nothing. No defense, no reaction, just calm, total stillness. In that moment, you become untouchable, because everyone is now forced to ask, why didn't he react? Does he know something we don't? Is he above this? You just flip the entire social frame, because people are no longer watching the accusation. They are watching your response. And silence, when delivered with presence, speaks louder than justification. And subscribe to The Antidote if you're done performing weakness for a world that only respects what it cannot easily move.